Hey everybody, Kieran Kyo here. This is my week 9 assignment. So, the first portion, where I describe an ongoing conflict in my life, um, it's a semi ongoing conflict. It's kind of been resolved, but my last relationship that I'm trying to rekindle, we're trying to rekindle it now and work things out. Um, she and I had conflicts about a lot of different issues. Um, a lot of trust based issues. We both fully didn't trust each other. Uh, and, I don't want to fully disclose some of, the main issue, but we had a big, towards the end of our relationship, the first time we had a large issue where, um, she ended up getting pregnant, uh, and we weren't planning for it. And we had very different views on how to deal with that. And that caused a conflict between us. And really neither one of us was willing to listen or consider the other person's standpoint. So it was a stalemate, and we argued for a while and did a lot of damage to our relationship, uh, because I wasn't willing to listen to her. I thought she was wrong, and she thought I was wrong, and she wasn't willing to listen to me. Uh, and anyway, the situation ended up diffusing itself. So when it did, um, it left, all the, the distance between us that the conflict had caused remained. And that contributed to the end of our relationship. In reading chapter 10, I think, of course, I want to think that my primary conflict style is integrating. Integrating sounds like the best. It's characterized by a strong interest of pursuing my own goals and an equally strong interest of supporting the relationship. It sounds great. Um, but as I read further, well, before, um, I think that my it's hard to determine a strong, predominant conflict style. I think compromising would be the strongest of them all for me, because that's really what I try to do. Um, when I go into a conflict, I try to find a harmony in, between individual satisfaction and the relationship. And that was a big issue with my relationship that I was talking about, because um, the school and the program that I'm in takes up a lot of time, and I was constantly trying to manage my time between my schooling and the relationship. And I constantly felt like, uh, what I was doing wasn't quite enough, for either one. Although I was successful in school, um, but here under avoiding, it's italicized that downplaying the significance of the issue is a common type of avoiding behavior, and that was something that I did quite a lot in that relationship. Whenever she would bring an issue to me, more often than not, I would downplay the significance of it to try to defuse the situation. Um, so I think compromising is my predominant conflict style, with a close second is avoiding. Um, Dominating, I think, does come out sometimes, and in the beginning of the relationship, I think it changed. My conflict style changed over time, um, as to, um, you know, I in the beginning I was more accommodating, and I was more willing to sacrifice my own interest, or what I thought was sacrificing my own interest for the good of the relationship. Then I moved more towards avoiding, and then more, moved into dominating a little bit, and compromising and then avoiding again were kind of the predominant conflict styles that were in that relationship. So the uh, the assignment that I'm going to talk about would be the conflict rituals assignment. Um, so when I think about that relationship, the two, well, not the first example isn't from that relationship. It's a work example. Um, so I have a partner that I work with at work, and we we like to joke around a lot and give each other a hard time, and sometimes that can escalate. So, and he knows it, and it almost makes it more irritating for me that I know that he knows that it irritates me. So we an example of a conflict ritual between us would be, we're in the truck working, and he's constantly shutting me down. Everything I say, he's saying something negative and he's shutting me down. And I tell him, you know, stop, yada, yada, yada. He keeps doing it. And then I blow up and you know, use swear words or whatever, yell at him, call him stupid. And I've known him for a while, so I know where to hit him where it hurts. So I know what to say to make him shut up. And I don't do it for a while, and then I blow up and I do it. And then I have to go back and apologize. And then he'll apologize. And this has happened a couple of times. Um, and I think, this kind of conflict is how it escalates is not the best for our relationship. And trying to move into more of an integrating conflict style in that relationship would be the best. Um, Another example of a conflict ritual would be with the girlfriend that I'm trying to work things out with, where we have a serious discussion, and we talk about something very serious, and I'm a fixer. I like to fix things right away. If there's a problem, I want to fix it, and she's not like that. So we'll have a serious discussion, and after the discussion, I think the discussion makes everything better, and she likes to have more time after it to process it. So I go in and I try and fix it, and um, she feels like I'm being too pushy, or I'm not seeing her view, and then she'll blow up and get angry, and then apologize later and we'll make up. And again, I think that trying to use the integrating conflict style more often would be beneficial. I think if I actually try to integrate this conflict style, it may. It says even in the book that it's going to be more. It's gonna be require a lot more time and effort than all of the other conflict styles. Um, but I think if I actually integrate it, it might it might cause some positive changes. I also really liked the 15 fair fighting rules document, um, and I think that might be another thing to integrate into our relationship as we're trying to work things out again. Um, just to have those things in mind when we go into not even an argument, but just a serious discussion. Because a lot of times discussions can become arguments very quickly. Uh, so that is the that's my take on this week's assignment. And thanks for listening.